Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. I'm actually recording this on the 23rd of December, and the market's actually still open, but it's gotten so quiet that I decided there's nothing wrong with just going and recording a video in advance just to share with you a few odds and ends. I start here with the euro, which is really the only big short I've got at all. It's the one I have the most faith in. And it's down a bit today, in spite of equities being up across the board, so that's kind of cool. I also noted with no small amount of interest what the moving averages were doing. I did a little post on this, and so if we go to the simple moving averages here, the 50, 100, and 200, and we make the price data go away, like so, and make the drawn objects go away, like so. I just found it really pretty cool that if you examine this area and this area, how similar they are in so many respects. You can, of course, use the grid feature to, kind of put them up against one another more closely. This is kind of hard to do on the fly, so I'll give up already, but it can be done, so pretty cool. So I wanted to just share a handful of interesting long ideas and then a couple of handfuls of shorts that I found kind of interesting. First, we'll start with the long fellows. First one is KOG. This one is just really remarkable. It's got a huge bump up in volume. Gigantic, to say the least, inverted head and shoulders pattern, breaking up to new highs. I mean, there's nothing not to love about this pattern. It's boring, but I'm always astonished at McDonald's. I mean, it just goes up every single day. And here's a new lifetime never before seen high. Kind of amusing here is get 1 penny away from the triple digit mark. Wouldn't be surprised to see it there next week, but just a phenomenal stock. Puts the likes of Apple to shame. And a side with your hamburger could be a nice Coke. Here's Coca-Cola, which had been in a beautiful diamond pattern, and I had wanted it to break down, but it did quite the opposite, so it's a continuation pattern here, and a very impressive one. So Coke, not quite at historic highs, but darn close. Pay for your burger and Coke with your Visa card. This one also a very handsome pattern with a lot of strength behind it. And I'm not going to tie in my little on-the-fly metaphor here to this one. I don't even know what Wyndham Worldwide does, but WYN, breakout to never-before-seen highs, and pretty steady volume there. Nothing particularly big happening recently, but just the sheer size of the breakout here is impressive to me. While I'm at it, I'll just mention as an aside that American Greetings continues to tumble. Nothing but air beneath there. So really, really hard down day on Thursday, and then a little more of that today, down over 3%. Let's turn our attention to about a dozen short ideas. I'll just kind of thumb through them here in alphabetical order. AGO, and I'll just mention my stop on each of these. AGO with a stop on this one at 14.25. Amazon, AMZN, very good pattern here with a stop up at 184.80. Abercrombie and Fitch, ANF, already quite weak, and I would personally use this bar, 50.81, as my stop. BRLI, I had been short this, I got stopped out, and I re-entered it on today, Friday, with a more generous stop. I'm going to use this bar instead because it clearly closed this gap and then some. So I'm using 1705 as my new 1706 as my new stop on this one. DXCM, more thinly traded, but nice big topping pattern and a big gap drop. I'm not using the gap as my stop. I'm going to use a tighter stop here of 8.90, which is Thursday's high. Home Depot HD. This thing, look at this. It's gone up so much from like 27 up to the 40s just in the past few months. Looks pretty frothy. to me. And you'll see a companion to that in a sec. Herbalife, HLF, is in the lower boundary of this zone that I've drawn here, using a stop here of 52.87. And the other companion to Home Depot is Lowe's, LOW. Not nearly as strong, and likewise has gone up very substantially. Just a few more here. PL, this is Protective Life. Stop here on 23.10. PXP, this is Plains Exploration. Zooming in here, using a stop at this line, 36.92. Sohu, SOHU, Sohu.com, actually down on a day like this, using this level as a stop, 53.34. And finally, SPRD, Spreadtrum Communications, failure from a bullish breakout, series of lower lows and lower highs, using this level, 21.61 as a stop. And that is it from me. I'm going to do Christmas, obviously, and I remind you again that I will be traveling quite a bit, and slope will be a little more spotty in terms of activity for the week between Christmas and New Year's. So this is Tiny Tim saying, God bless us, everyone.